What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your BLUAMP 90 home stereo Bluetooth amplifier and receiver. As you can see, it comes with the amplifier itself, a wireless remote to control many of the functions of the amplifier, and a power cable. So one of the first things we can do when setting up the amplifier is connect our passive speakers. For today we're going to be using our very own Rockshelf 68V2 bookshelf speakers, but you can use any passive speakers you prefer. You'll just want to be sure that the total load of your speakers or any combination of speakers doesn't fall under 4 ohms. Here's a chart of all the different speaker combinations you can use with the amplifier. You never want to use two 4 ohm speakers per left and right channel because that will make you fall under the 4 ohm stable load. So to connect my speakers to the amplifier, I'm going to loosen the terminals here on the back of the amplifier. Then I'm going to take some speaker wire and connect the red positive wire to the positive terminals and the black negative wire into the negative terminals. Then we'll take the other ends and plug them into the positive and negative terminals on the back of our speakers. Now if you want to connect even more speakers per left and right channel, you're just going to parallel wire your speakers through the positive and negative terminals. If you want to learn more about parallel wiring, check out our video on how to parallel wire your stereo system. So now let's go ahead and turn on our amplifier. So if we take a look at the front of the amplifier, you'll see we have buttons for music playback. We also have a mode button to switch between the Bluetooth mode, the aux mode, the optical mode, the coax mode, and the HDMI ARC mode. We also have the EQ button, which will change how the amp sounds through the speakers through different EQ presets. There's also a headphone jack on the front of the amplifier, so we can plug in a pair of headphones for private listening. If we did want to do that, we would want to press the button right above the headphone jack to set the amp to headphone mode. We also have an RCA line output so we can connect external powered speakers or subwoofers. So to do that, you would just take an RCA cable, plug one end into the RCA output, then plug the other end into the RCA input of your powered subwoofer or speaker. On the front of the amp, you'll see we also have 2 1/4-inch mic inputs. To show you how that works, I have my microphone and XLR to 1/4-inch cable. So I'm going to plug the XLR end right into my microphone. Then I'll plug the other end into one of the mic inputs. For today we'll use mic input 1. So next we can raise the mic volume knob. So now if I turn on my microphone, you should be able to hear my voice coming out of the speakers. Now we can fine tune the sound of our microphone with the treble and bass knobs on the front of the amp. So I can use the treble knob for the high-end frequencies, so if I were to raise that, check 1 2, check 1 2, you'll hear a lot more presence coming out of my voice. And if I were to lower it, check 1 2, check 1 2, you won't hear any of that high end at all. Same thing with the bass knob. If I were to raise that all the way, check 1 2, check 1 2, you'll hear more body out of my voice. And if I were to lower it, check 1 2, check 1 2, you'll hear mostly high end and no body at all. And last but not least, we have an echo knob so we can give our voice an echo effect. Now as I mentioned before, we can connect multiple sources into the BLUAMP 90 for either music playback or to hear the sound coming out of our TV, aux devices, record players, gaming consoles, and much more. We also have the USB and SD card inputs, so we can plug either a USB thumb drive or an SD card to play music. The amp will automatically switch to those sources once you plug them in. On the back we also have the RCA aux/phono input, where we can connect external devices like an MP3 player, or even analog audio devices like a record player. There's even a button on the back of the amplifier to switch between aux or phono. So if you were to connect your record player, you would press the button in for phono mode. There's the HDMI ARC or audio return channel so we can connect the TV to the BLUAMP 90. So for that setup, you would take your HDMI cable, plug one end into the HDMI ARC on your TV, then take the other end and plug it into the HDMI port on the back of the amp. Now the most important part of this setup is to go into the sound settings of your TV, switch the output from the TV speakers to the HDMI out, then you can go into the advanced or expert sound settings, and switch the audio format to PCM. This will ensure that high-res audio will come out of your TV to the BLUAMP. We can also connect a TV or gaming console through the optical or coaxial inputs on the back of the amp. For the optical setup, you'll first want to make sure that the optical output on your TV can be used for audio. You'll know it can if it says something like audio out optical. So then you'll just take your optical cable, plug one end into the optical output on your TV. From there you can tell you're receiving signal because the other end of your optical cable will light up red. Then you'll take that other end and plug it into the optical input on the back of your amp. Now, just like in the last setup, you'll want to go into the sound settings of your TV, switch the output to audio out optical, and again you can go into the expert or advanced settings and switch the audio format to PCM. And last but not least, we have the Bluetooth compatibility, so we can connect any smartphone or tablet to the amp. To do that, I'm going to switch the amp to Bluetooth mode. You'll want to go into the Bluetooth settings of your smartphone or tablet, search for the device that reads BLUAMP 90, and click on it to pair. So let's hear how the amp sounds. Ooh, very nice. Sounds great. And lastly, we have the wireless remote that takes two AAA batteries so we can control the functions for the amp. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your BLUAMP 90 home stereo Bluetooth amplifier and receiver. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.